Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and this video we're gonna talk about white violence. How Steven Crowder and Charlie Kirk and several other motherfuckers from the far right want to talk about black violence in the ghetto community. And here we have right here, you know what, I'm gonna blow it up so y'all can see. Take all the time you need. I'll probably keep it on the screen for a good, I don't know, 10-15 seconds. That should give you all the time you need to see all the white people mug shots. Now it looks like it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4. It's 32 people in that lineup that was a part of Antifa and had been reined in, I forgot what bumfuck city, for violent crimes, right? Or property destruction. Now, I know there's gonna be some racist jackass in my comment section talking about, well, it's property damage, it's not violent crimes. It doesn't matter, bro. It's crime. And we always seem to forget the clear people when we would like to talk about the violence in America. Everybody wants to centralize on black people as if we the only people who's committing crime. Like, that's what fucks me up. I don't mind people talking about black people committing crime. I rail against black people doing crime. However, don't leave everybody else out. You know what I'm saying? Just walk around like they just saints and they ain't doing shit. When these people are covering their face, namely during the 2020 protests, people was covering their face. People at Antifa signage on their clothes. And people was really thinking black people was doing that shit. All the while, it was non-black people and white people. Let's just say, you know what, fuck that. And just keep it filthy 100. It was all white people. And that picture I just showed, there was a biracial woman up there. I don't think that's lost on me. That didn't escape me. You know, see, she trying to fit in the groove. These biracials always trying to slide in the groove and get in where they fit in. But y'all know that follow me here at the F-ya-Motha podcast. I don't necessarily consider them black people, so we're good. She's one of them biracial tragic mulattoes that wanted to be in the club because she had fair skin and green eyes. And hey, when people are talking about violence and crime, why aren't they ever talking about these people? That perplexes me. Everybody pathologizes black crime like it's an anomaly. Oh, because a single mother is not in the household, that's why the crime. Now, they did do a study that most men that are incarcerated grew up in single household. Therefore, they were raised with not a lot of discipline because of the lack of a father. But that ain't why they committed the crime. I wish people stop equating stupid shit to crime. Criminality is propagated by people that have lack of resources, minus the violent crimes and crimes of passion, which aren't leading the league of incarceration rates. It's typically people that sold some drugs, stole a car, broke in a house, robbed somebody, shot somebody in a botched robbery, shit like that. Most people for attempted murder or aggravated assault is probably in a commission of a crime. Passion of crime, like somebody came home, seen a cheating ex-wife fucking some other dude in the den. Like, that's not the consensus. Most dudes in prison are not in prison for domestic violence or random acts of violence. Most dudes in prison are in prison for crimes that actually resulted from ends to a mean, i.e. robbery, grand theft auto, burglary, selling drugs, botched robbery, and a drug deal gone bad, shootout, and getting revenge on somebody that probably sold you some bad product, took your money. Let's say you can't call the cops, so that's why it was a drive-by. 12 people was gunned down in the cars because, hey, you gotta handle street business the street way. Like, you got me, so I gotta get you back, type shit. Yeah, so most people ain't in prison because their girlfriend left them and they killed the bitch. That's not the consensus. You don't have to believe me. You can look up FBI stats and crimes. So the fact that people always like to equate crime and criminality to black people and single mother households, while that's a contributing factor, that's not the primary factor to criminality. People commit crime because of means to an end. When it comes to the clear people, I don't know why they out here committing crime, like destroying property and shit, calling themselves Antifa and throwing bricks through buildings and setting shit on fire. It might be because the government ain't shit and been screwing the people, and this younger generation ain't taking it. And I'm not necessarily against that. However, I'm going to need the media apparatuses, i.e. white reporters, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, and all the latter, to fucking start speaking on this. But we know they go with the news mantra: if it bleeds, it leads. And unless it's a mass shooting, they're not going to talk about it. Even with the mass shooting, they don't like to admit that it's white dudes. They don't like to pathologize the shooters. Leave it to them. He's just a lone wolf, and he had no friends, and he hated black Jews and leftists, and so he suited up and booted up and started machine gunning people down. This type of shit. Like, nah, come on. Stop pathologizing black people and pathologize everybody. Or how about these are isolated incidents and we reported them as such? If a nigga shot another nigga in front of a convenience store in Chicago over some penny ass beef, that shouldn't be pathologized to have grown up in a single household, having a single mother and dad not being around and shit like that. If we like, that's fair. This is isolate shit like we isolate shit when a mass shooter. Yeah, he was pissed off. People were making fun of him, but it wasn't pathologized because he had two parents in the household. What the fuck was his excuse? You know what I'm saying? If we want to pathologize white people like we do black people, how about we start saying, well, the parents are irresponsible, leaving their firearms out, not locked up, so that they high school or middle school age kid could get access to it and go back to school and spray everybody up that made fun of him because he couldn't talk to his mom and dad because they were such irresponsible or neglectful parents that they couldn't actually nurture and talk to their child and find out what the fuck was going on in their life. No, see, we're not going to pathologize white people like that. We should probably stop pathologizing black people when it comes to criminality. In any event, if y'all like this episode, you know what they do, like, comment, subscribe. And just as a heads up, going into the 1st of January, I'll probably be talking about relationships. Switch the tide. I think 2023 and 2024 I was beating the trans horse with a mallet, and this season I've been talking about race and politics overwhelmingly, whether it was the P. Diddy trial or ICE immigration, Donald Trump, racist motherfuckers, white nationalists, fringe groups. So next year I'm probably gonna kind of like switch over, or at the very least pivot to relationships. And you know what I'm saying, we got to give some of these Jezebels and these 304s that's making all these podcast videos, we got to get them some hell. You know what I'm saying? Can't leave them out the fray. Yeah, I am an equal opportunist, cynical podcaster. I talk about everything and anybody, but to dull it down, I talk about street culture, politics, hip hop culture, black culture, race relationships, and gender wars, and your shitty job. But I haven't really been touching on your shitty job, working conditions, or been talking about gender wars. So that might be the pivot for next year. Y'all stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out.